So let's go. This is my prepared Python notebook. So I'm using a llama that gives me ability to run this model locally. So I don't use any open AI, any ChatGPT. It runs Mistral. I also use LangChain, which is set of Python libraries, convenient to run certain things against LLM. And I'm using my local ledger, which is Ledger CLI, freely available accounting system. So let's investigate what's going on. That's the command I run on my machine. I have experiment.ledger file that contains the references to my, let's say, expenses accounts. So whenever I run this command, I can expect the output result std out to see my expenses. That's my expenses list. So I want to ask LLM to pick one of these depending on the Amazon purchase. Next is the template I'm gonna use. The template for prompt. Your task is to map item by description to one of the list of my ledger accounts. Fit household accounting, you don't use this and this. This is the item description, the placeholder for item, format instructions. I will explain why do I need it later. And the list my ledger accounts. So basically this list of ledger accounts will be substituted here. And prompt from the template. Okay, so it's done. The second task is to load the purchase history from the CSV file. So I prepare the CSV file. If you want to download your Amazon history, you can install the dedicated Chrome plugin. Otherwise, you don't have other abilities from what I know. And I loaded my order history. I'm using pandas library pd.read CSV. It goes from the pandas. And the eighth item from the list is that. So that's a microphone cable, and I would preferably map that to the expenses equipment sound. I think I have this, yeah. I would expect the LLM to map to this category, but let's see if it works. Sometimes you just don't know if it works as expected. And class category. So I created the class category because the LLM output is always a text, and I want to have like the good output that I can reuse later and use in my certain scripts that create a ledger entry for me. So I have to create the category class and use pydantic output parser that actually will parse the output and map the output to the certain item. Okay. For that reason, it has like format instructions. Let's inspect what the format instructions. That's exactly the thing I told you I explain later. So in order to have the output in JSON or any other format, you need to explicitly tell LLM. So you expect the output to be in this format. And pydantic output parser does exactly that. So let's see what format instructions it has. Instructions. So the output should be formatted as JSON instance that conforms to the schema below. So it just creates the rules and sets the expectations. And then just two commands that supply prompt. The prompt will be substituted with item. let's inspect again the item. So the item will be that. Accounts will be my accounts list, and format extractions is that I expect the output as JSON. And let's try to execute and see what will happen then. It takes some time. The output generation is not immediate, but that's okay. Especially if your LLM runs locally, right? Okay, here you go. The output is just exactly what I would expect. So we can try to iterate on different other items. Let's pick, I don't know, the coffee temper. I think I have category like equipment kitchen, so I would expect expenses equipment kitchen to be there. Item, everything else is the same. So let me try and see if it works. Grocery. I would a little bit disagree. Probably coffee was more confusing here because temper is actually more important. Sometimes that's the case, so you can just double ask and repeat the same query to the LLM, and probably you'll be lucky in the next time. Household appliances. That's nice because I do not have this category, and that's a good example of LLM hallucinations. So, right, let me just, for the sake of another example, try another category. Tampa Sat. Okay. Duschdichtung. What nice things about LLM. It just doesn't care much about the language. Okay, that's exactly what I would expect. That's equipment bathroom. Because Ersatz Duschdichtung is the tiny thing for Duschkabine. So that's a perfect match. I hope it was useful for you. If it was, don't hesitate to give me any feedback. I always appreciate. See you next time. Bye.